Hello, Flosstube. Welcome to X-Stitch for Relaxation. My name is Ken, and officially this is Flosstube number 9. It seems awkward to even say that and to pretend that this is number 9 because it's been almost 2 years, over 2 years actually, since we've seen each other. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about what's been going on in my world, because I just kind of want to pick up and start again. Thank you all so much for your kind comments and your prayers for my father, which was the last time we saw each other. It was a scary time. Thankfully, Dad came through everything okay. He and Mom are doing fine. Thankfully, amazingly, surprisingly, honestly. I just saw them a few weeks ago for the Christmas holidays. So I'm back in Texas now, and over the holidays, after a couple of really rough years personally and professionally, stitching took a side step. It got put away. And so over Christmas, I decided to pick things up and to take the pressure off of stitching so furiously to show progress, and kind of found the joy in the craft once again. So these days I'm spending maybe an hour, hour and a half a day, split up throughout the day when I can. Stitching, I've had some success that I personally am happy with, and so I wanted to share stuff with you. And so, let's start and look at some stitching. What I did over the holidays is I picked maybe 5 or 6 whips. I honestly don't know how many I picked, to just pack up and bring back to Texas with me. Because that was part of what was going on. I had so much that I was working on, and I was trying to change so quickly, and that it was getting overwhelming, and when I missed a day, I felt like an absolute failure. And so now I just brought back a selection of things that I can choose from. There's no plan, there's no rhyme or reason. I stitch when it feels good. I get to a stopping place and I change projects. So the first thing I picked up over Christmas was Liberty Lane, and I don't even remember who the artist is. I'm sorry about that, but I am happy to say that I have a finish. And so Liberty Lane is all done. When I picked it up at the beginning of the holidays, I had half of the houses completely done, here on the left side, and most of this blue house done. So I went ahead and finished that, did this, I've added the trees, and all of this over here on the right hand side, and finished the batting. And so it turned out much better than I expected, and got stitched up much quicker than I thought. I finished that after returning to Texas in January. And so the next thing I picked up was Fall for Autumn by Glendon Place. Sorry, I'm going to have better notes for this. And so despite the wrinkles, this gives you an idea of where I am so far. So coming in, I had all of the words done and the first 3 of the flags and the AUT there of autumn. So I've added these 3, oh that's too low. I've added these 3 flags while I was working on it, as well as the U. There's one more flag over here that I need to put in, and of course the rest was letters. And then at the bottom, there's a lot of pumpkins that are really, really pretty. The banners are a lot more, they're a simple pattern. It's easy to put together, but it got cumbersome, honestly, because I was having to change floss so quickly. So that's where this is. Yeah, I'll get better at this, you guys. I really will. I'll get back into routine. I did break down and just wanted to buy something new. Over the summer, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and it was pretty severe. My blood sugar that day that they tested had shot up to over 530. Yeah. Wow. So that was in late July, early August. And since then, I've been on daily insulin and taking Manjaro injections weekly. The daily insulin has decreased because there's been some significant weight loss. I've lost, I think at this point we're down about 45 pounds. So I'm feeling better. Hopefully I'm looking like there's a little less of me than there was. I know this shirt is huge on me today. It's one of the fun things. You still have to deal with the wardrobe while you're earning enough money to get new. So yeah, there's that. But when I hit 40 pounds, I wanted to reward myself, and this seemed like the appropriate thing to do. So I got from Tiny Modernist Ho Ho Holiday and got it fully kitted up. I have a birthday coming up later this month, and so this will probably be my birthday start, which won't actually be on my birthday because I'm away on business, but it'll be shortly after that. So what am I stitching now? I am working right now on I Will Be Home. That's the piece that it's called. I'll Be Home from Twin Peak Primitive. I started it back in 2023 maybe, in a Sal with Pam from Just Keep Stitching. Quickly realized that my life and my work life was not going to allow me to keep up with doing that pace of kind of a house a month. So when I left this, I had 2 of the houses done and had a start on the March house, but a very minimal start. I had the red box here, the red box here on this side done, and just all the way down. So as you can see, I've added the roof on this side and a portion of the vine that'll go as a border, and I'm working my way here, trying to decide what I'm gonna do here. The red comes out. It is another really large house, and I don't think I want to deal with coming so far over right now in order to get some of this interior done as well, so the whole thing can just move at once. So that's what I'm working on right now. I have to admit I'm getting kind of sick of just the big blocks of color. So as you can see in my mess, I've got a huge piece of thread. I cut it way too long. I know, don't call the cross-stitch police on me. I'm making it work. I'm using it right now. But I sort of have the feeling that I'll stitch in this thread as far as it will go, and then probably put this away for a little while, just because there is so much just block of that one color. So yeah, that's that's what I've accomplished. So we'll see what happens. So here's the plan. The plan is that I'm going to come to you on the first Tuesday of every month with a new video, good, bad, or ugly, and just let you know what's going on. I'm a little concerned about my stitching life in February. Concern's not the right word. I'm a little apprehensive about how much I'll actually get done. In case you don't remember, I am a pianist at a university here in West Texas, and part of my job responsibility is recruitment of incoming students. So we have two really big trips that I'm in charge of. The week of Valentine's Day, I'll spend most of that week in San Antonio at the state's Texas Music Educators Association's conference. It's a huge event on the Riverwalk in San Antonio. Somewhere between 10 and 15,000 people, between teachers and exhibitors and students from all over the state and their parents. It's huge, but it's a great time for the college to get to talk to the best of the best students. And then 2 weeks later, I'll travel with a friend to Wichita for the Kansas Music Educators Conference. It's a smaller conference than Texas. Texas is the largest in the nation. But it's still significant, and where we're located here in the Texas Panhandle, for many of those students, especially in western Kansas, our university is a closer option than even some of the KUs or K-States. They're in the central part of the state. This is the second year we're going to Kansas, so we haven't had a lot of success yet, but it takes time, and you just build it up. In addition to those two trips, it's time to start formal rehearsals for the children's opera touring production that I'm involved with an organization called Opera of the Plains, which is a nonprofit here in the Amarillo area. We're bringing back an opera that I've already played before, which I'm thankful for. This year's is a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood, and it's based on the opera Orpheus in the Underworld by Gluck. So any of you musicians that are out there happen to be stitchers as well, you kind of know what we're doing. But it's 45 minutes. It's not that bad. But it's a new cast that's never done this before, and we have 9 rehearsals before we launch this thing on stage. 9. So those are going to take up, those 3 events will really take up a lot of my evenings, plus just my regular teaching duties during the day. So we'll see what I get done. I don't know. Let's see. I will tell you that while I do my Flosstube once a month, I am an active blogger and always have been. I enjoy writing a lot. So whether it's just my personal blog about life and what's happening for me personally, or if it's about my reading life, I'm an avid reader, love to read. There's books sitting all over the place, and I'm glad you can't see them. It's a little bit of a mess. And then I also keep a blog on my stitching every other week, kind of what's going on with pictures and images. So I'll include all of the links to those down below. You're welcome to join and follow along if you're interested in any of that. I don't know. So I just thought I'd throw it out there to you guys. Anyway, I'm noticing that wall behind me is really bare, so I probably need to get something framed up, maybe the Liberty Lane actually, and put it back there and see what we can do. I have to hire someone to do that though. Finishing is not my gift. Yeah, I'm babbling now. So I hope you all have had a wonderful January. I hope some of you that joined in the first time will come back and go on this adventure with me again. This is therapeutic to talk about this sometimes, huh? I'd love to hear your comments and to hear what you're thinking and what you're stitching on, and to see if you have any exciting plans coming up in your life in the month of February. Otherwise, I'll see you again on the first Tuesday in March. Happy stitching, y'all. Bye.